Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Now for a moment of silence.
Good morning, Donna North High School. Today is Wednesday, January 18th, 2017. It is a beautiful day on our campus and we welcome you back to a very promising start to our day. I want to take this opportunity to thank our staff and students for welcoming our child nutrition program and a visiting team, and we look forward to their feedback on how we can best improve our procedures for our breakfast and our lunch. So thank you for welcoming them and also for being approachable with the wonderful feedback they will provide. This morning I have a special guest, and you know that we do this from time to time. We have with us Mr. Gregorio Arellano, and he is currently our bilingual ESL director here at the district. And before this, he was a principal here at our district. And so I thought it was important that we take a few minutes to talk to him, because just like we've said before, everybody has a story. And it's that story that drives us to do and make certain decisions in our life. And so I want to visit with Mr. Arellano on a little bit about what his story is and why now this new directorship has been and become a personal mission to help us here at our district with the bilingual and ESL department. So welcome.
Mr. Thank you for having me. Ms. Vega, students, thank you for allowing me to be here with you this morning.
Thank you. And so, Mr. Arellano, you know, in the course of us getting to know one another a little better, I understand that originally you did come into the States with a beautiful language that you knew, but it wasn't the English language at first. So can you tell us a little bit about that and how that's kind of led to where you are now?
Sure. I am originally, somos de Zacatecas, all right? Somos de Zacatecas, which is in Mexico. So like a lot of the stories that might be out there, we came here undocumented, all right? So we did cross the river. I remember being pushed by my father on a tube crossing the river. So my first language was Spanish, right? And that's all I spoke, and that's all my family spoke when we first got here. So like anything else, right? I mean, the language that is spoken here, especially in the education area, is English, right? So the goal is always to achieve this English proficiency, right? So like any student or any person that comes in with a different language, I had my struggles. I will tell you that my grades were not, you know, I was one of the students, like some of you students out there, I was one of those students that you did not want me in your classroom. All right. There were some other issues at home besides just the language transition kind of thing. So I was a very aggressive, very angry young man through elementary, through middle school, and through high school. So to kind of cut things short, you know, I was always in the principal's office, you know, either being written up or being swatted. All right, because of my behavior and because I would never turn in homework. So I was a difficult child. When I graduated from high school, I was in the 5%, but bottom 5%. All right. As far as ranking, I graduated only in front of 4 individuals. So I tend to joke around that just about the only A I ever had was the A in my last name for Arellano. Everything else was a lot of F's and D's and C's and so on and so forth, right? So why was I that type of individual? I was that type of individual because I was letting outside stuff affect my decisions. I thought that it's the outside that controls who I am, right? So it's not until after I graduated that I realized that whatever happens outside of me, I cannot control. The only thing that I can control is how I choose to feel and how I choose to make a decision. And there's always two decisions that you have to make. You either make things worse for yourself or you make things better for yourself. And when I got to that point, I got to the point of I got tired of being angry. I got tired of being in trouble. I got tired of carrying that negative energy. So I decided to go for the other decision, which is let's make things better. All right? So that's when I started, I enrolled in a technical college, right? I enrolled in a technical college, got my associate's degree there, and then I worked as a drafter, drafting and designing plans for engineers. But then I saw the engineer and I was like, well, why can I not do that myself, right? So I went back to school and got my electrical engineering degree. All right. Worked in engineering. That contract ran out, all right, or finished. And my job offers were outside of the valley and the state. But I wanted to stay here, home, close to family. So that's when I delved into education, seriously. So I started off as a substitute, then a TA, then a teacher, because I went through the alternative program. I started teaching math. I enjoyed teaching students. I enjoyed the energy of giving, right? And then, well, I said, well, why not go back to school? So I went back to school, got my master's, became a curriculum specialist, became a supervisor at one point, went back to the campus as an AP, and then as a principal, and then now here, right, as a director for Dana ISD, which I'm very blessed, right, and very thankful for the opportunities. In trying to deliver that message, right, of it's okay, right? It's okay no matter where you come from, as long as you keep pushing forward and get yourself educated, right? Whether it's Spanish, English, or whatever language it is, right? The important part is, can you make a good decision? Can you comprehend? Can you analyze? Can you evaluate? Can you infer? And can you carry conversations and not let the outside stuff affect what is good for you, right? So that's always the message that I deliver. Now, sometimes we do make mistakes, right? And that's part of being human. So that's the message that I always also bring, that yes, everybody will make mistakes, right? It's, again, going to be your choice to either stay stuck there or to move on, right? And all of you and all of us can always move on.
And so in hindsight, Mr. Arellano, now that you got older, you matured, you're thinking, you started to think more clearly on long term, what are the wonderful things that I want for me? And that's going to take some hard work.
Right.
What is the one thing you would have done differently, understanding what the long-term goals are while you were in school? What would you have done differently, do you think?
Well, first of all, I would not have fought the system as much, because a lot of us, it's not because we don't know how to do things or because of our behavior we look not intelligent. It's just some of us keep fighting the system because we're afraid of it. A lot of it has to do with we're afraid of ourselves and we're afraid of letting people in. And essentially, or basically, that's what I was doing. I was not allowing what was good for me, which is an education, come in. So I had to start in tougher circumstances to begin my life. Instead of, if I would have gotten educated and done just what I needed to do, right, to survive or to excel in this education system, then I would have started off at a much higher place to start my life. So that's the one thing that I tell my children, right, my own children, that don't push away what is good and what people are trying to give you when they're trying to educate you, because it's only going to help you in the long run. Right. Like I said, the way that and I had to pay all my way through, right? Working in the fields, working odd jobs, working midnights, working overnight, and trying to go to school because I did not set myself up in high school or middle school to help me achieve where I'm at now. So, guys out there, those of you who keep fighting the system, hey, look for what is good in it and allow it to help you, because that's all it is. It's help for you, right? So use it, take advantage of it, and start living your life.
And I'm glad you point that out, because students, I know that when you see us in the hall, in your classrooms, in the cafeteria, we came into this field, into a career of service. And that's really what we are about. We're here to serve our students. And that is what we want. We want what's best for you. And we want you to take advantage of the wonderful teachers that you have available. People like Mr. Ariano, the administrators, the counselors. That is why we exist. It's to help you in your long-term journey past, the doors of Donna North. And you're going to go on. And it's those tools that we want to prepare you with. So, Mr. Ariano, I'm glad you were here, and, we got to talking, and I thought your story is important to tell, because for a lot of us, we didn't enroll in school here in the United States with English as our first language. We started with something more that we had to do. Not just learn everything that they ask us to do, but on top of that, learn a whole new language at the same time. But it's very possible. And the American dream, being blessed here in this country, in this district, in this school, is something that can be of ultimate benefit for you. So for those of you that make good choices each and every day, we thank you. And we thank you for capitalizing on the wonderful opportunities we have at the district. For those of you who sometimes, choose not to go into class, choose not to do your homework, choose not to be in your classroom learning, every day is a brand new start. And we encourage you to do it better each and every day. So, thank you again.
No, thank you for having me here.
And students, one other thing that I invite you to do is we are having a second HIV AIDS presentation here at Donna North High School. It's an informative session, but you do need your parents' permission to participate. If you would like to hear the second session that we're going to be offering, I invite you to either go by the nurse's office to pick up your permission slip, or to Ms. Sarah Villarreal's office, our CTE counselor, or any of the counselors. They have those permission slips for you. And so as soon as we solidify the day for the second session, we will announce that. But in the meantime, we do need to collect those permission slips. So as always, Donna North High School, I hope that you have a beautiful Wednesday, and I remind everyone to be humble, work hard, and be kind. Have a beautiful day. Oh, one other thing, important. Our Lady Chiefs won last night. They beat Edcatch Elsa.
All right.
Congratulations. It was a great game. Coaching staff, players, congratulations. It was amazing. Thank you for representing our school, and everybody else, as we start to, play out our weekend schedule, we will announce that. So have a beautiful day, Donna North.
Good morning, Donna North.
Today is Wednesday, January 18th of 2017. I'm Marco Leon.
And I'm Aniela Ortiz, and these are your morning announcements.
The Cyber Cafe is open from 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. and after school as well. We are going to have a clearance sale. A lot of things will be 25 cents and the hot chocolate will be 50 cents until it runs out. So people is prompt as there's a lot of goodies to spread around. So make sure you go.
Hostel meeting will be on Thursday at 8 a.m. in STE 106, so pick up permission slips.
Be prompt. Anyone wanting to try out for baseball needs to sign up with Coach Rodriguez in room D230. All players need a physical on file as well as their own glove and baseball shoes. The first day of practice is next Friday, January 27th after school. Go by room D230 for more information. Come and be a part of history as we attempt to make it back to playoff appearances.
Go Chiefs. Get your yearbooks today. They are for sale in room A1041 for $50 or reserve one for $10.
Yes. If anyone is interested in joining AHS, National Honor Society, make sure to pick up an application with Miss Chavez in room D118. Please go as soon as possible because this is very important. NHS is pretty good for your education, so make sure to try that out.
And hey, congrats to girls soccer for bringing home the win against La Feria. Woohoo!
Congrats.
And that's it for your morning announcements. Remember, guys,
Go Chiefs!